One wall of an 8-meter deep basement in Nicosia city centre collapsed, causing the adjacent building's garage and garden to fall into the excavation. An expert forensic investigation was needed to identify the cause for insurance and legal purposes. So, how could this be done with sufficient certainty? Stay tuned. This is IAM News, bringing you the very latest in infrastructure asset management. I'm Iphigenia, welcome. Establishing the cause of infrastructure failures is crucial for the insurance process, as it can assist interested parties in understanding what factors were involved in the time leading up to the event. Geotechnical investigators arrived on the scene to conduct an initial site investigation to assess the state of the collapsed wall, the adjacent structures, and the surrounding soil. The next stage of the investigation involved gathering relevant documents, including construction records, specifications, and geotechnical investigation reports. These reports showed the investigators that the basement was constructed using king posts in ground composed of mixed alluvial soils overlying Nicosia marl. At the site itself, following the accident, geotechnical engineers performed a careful visual survey of the aftermath. They were looking for indicators in the soil to show what might have caused the basement wall's failure. They assessed the characteristics of the soil visually, taking samples for further analysis in the laboratory. In particular, they were looking for the presence of groundwater, which can have a significant influence on retaining wall performance. The relatively dry conditions in Nicosia mean that soils across most of the city are in a partially saturated state. This gives them apparent cohesion that helps to support open excavations. However, the presence of groundwater quickly diminishes this apparent additional strength. The forensic investigation identified gravel lenses near the base of the excavation through which groundwater was flowing and which was wetting the surrounding clays and silts. This in turn weakened the ground surrounding the basement to a level that was not allowed for in the design. But how could this mechanism of failure be proved? When it comes to uncovering the true causes of infrastructure faults, geotechnical engineers have a key piece of technology at their fingertips. Finite element analysis, or FEA, is a numerical modeling technique where interactions between building and infrastructure assets and the ground can be predicted. This is a process called back analysis, where an event that has already occurred is simulated by computer to understand how it occurred. The details of the investigation were plugged into an FEA program. Quickly, it was understood the remarkable effect of the apparent cohesion in the clay and silt soils surrounding the basement. A small loss of this apparent strength due to wetting by the groundwater in the gravel lenses was enough to cause failure of the basement wall. With the culprit identified, a geotechnical investigation report could be written, including photographs, diagrams, and FEA output to support the investigators' conclusions. From here, it was case closed for the geotech investigators. All that was left was for them to hand their findings over to the legal and insurance professionals and allow the proceedings to take their course. The outstanding disputes were resolved more swiftly thanks to the assistance and insight of the geotechnical investigators. Another case solved for CSI infrastructure. You've been watching IAM News. Join us next time.